What if I told you that animals, those creatures we casually watch on nature documentaries while eating chips on the couch, have been outsmarting the entire scientific community for centuries? Not just a little bit outsmarting. Completely, embarrassingly, humbly them to their knees outsmarting. We live in an age where we have mapped the human genome, sent rovers to Mars, and invented a machine that can beat grandmasters at chess. And yet, right here on our own planet, a butterfly is navigating better than your phone's GPS. Your cat is conducting psychological warfare against you for no clear reason. And a fungus is out there literally controlling minds. Scientists have fancy degrees. They have laboratories with equipment that costs more than most houses. They have decades of peer-reviewed research and very impressive titles on their office doors. And still, the animal kingdom looks at all of that and says, very politely, not interested. So today we are counting down 5 animal behaviors that science, despite its very best efforts, still cannot fully explain. Buckle up. It gets weird fast. Let us start with one of nature's most breathtaking mysteries. Every single year, monarch butterflies make a migration journey of up to 3,000 miles, traveling from Canada and the northern United States all the way down to a specific patch of forest in the mountains of Mexico. Not the general area, not somewhere in the vicinity, the exact same trees, year after year. Now here is where it gets truly mind-bending. The butterflies that make the return journey are not the same butterflies that left. Monarchs only live for about 2 to 6 weeks during the summer months. The ones flying south in the fall are the great-grandchildren, or even great-great-grandchildren, of the ones that flew north in the spring. They have never been to Mexico before. They have no experienced elders showing them the way. No group chat. No shared Google Maps link. No old butterfly saying, "Okay, kids, follow me, I have done this before." And yet they arrive. Precisely. Every time. Scientists have discovered that monarchs use the position of the sun as a kind of compass. They have a time-compensated sun compass in their tiny antennae, which is already remarkable. But here's the thing. That alone cannot explain how they navigate on cloudy days, or how they correct for wind drift, or how they know to aim for one specific mountain range in a country they have never visited in a life that lasts less time than a Netflix season. Researchers have also found traces of magnetic sensing, suggesting the butterflies might be able to detect Earth's magnetic field like a built-in compass. But the exact mechanism? Still fuzzy. Still being debated. Still not fully understood. Meanwhile, I personally got lost in an IKEA last Tuesday, and I have a smartphone, 11 years of formal education, and the ability to ask other humans for directions. The monarch butterfly is navigating across an entire continent with a brain the size of a grain of rice. Science is taking notes. The butterfly does not care. Now let us talk about something that lives in your home, judges you daily, and has somehow convinced you to buy special food for it at premium prices. Cats knocking things off tables. You know the behavior. You have seen it. Maybe you have lived it. Your cat walks over to your desk, makes direct, sustained, unblinking eye contact with you, and then slowly, deliberately, with the energy of someone who has made peace with the consequences, pushes your water glass off the edge. Crash. Gone. The cat looks at you, blinks once, walks away. Scientists actually have theories about this. One popular idea is that it is prey-testing behavior. Cats are natural hunters, and batting at objects might be an instinctive way to check if something is alive. A twitching mouse, after all, behaves a lot like a teetering pen. Another theory is attention-seeking. Cats learn very quickly that knocking things over produces a reaction from their humans, a loud reaction, a satisfying reaction. And cats, it turns out, are excellent at training their owners to respond on demand. There is also a sensory exploration angle. Cats have highly sensitive paws and may simply enjoy the tactile feedback of pushing objects and observing how they fall. But here is the thing. None of these theories have been definitively proven. We do not have controlled studies that cleanly explain why cats do this when they do it, and most importantly, why they maintain eye contact while doing it. That last part is the part that haunts me personally. The eye contact. That is not instinct. That is a message. Science has not decoded that message yet. Personally, I believe the message is, I know what you did, and I am in charge here. Moving on, before my own cat hears this. Here is a piece of information that will make you feel personally cheated by evolution. Dolphins sleep with only half of their brain at a time. This is called unihemispheric slow-wave sleep. One hemisphere of the brain goes into a sleep state while the other stays awake and alert. The dolphin can keep swimming, keep surfacing to breathe, and keep watch for predators, all while half of its brain is technically asleep. They literally split consciousness in half and scheduled it into shifts. Scientists understand the basic mechanism behind this. The two hemispheres of a dolphin's brain can operate relatively independently, which allows for this staggered sleep pattern. Researchers have observed it, measured the brain waves, confirmed it is real. But the deeper questions remain genuinely open. How exactly does the dolphin's brain coordinate this handoff? What happens to the dolphin's subjective experience during this process? Is it fully conscious? Half-conscious? Something else entirely that we do not have words for yet? The nature of consciousness in animals is one of the hardest problems in neuroscience, and dolphins are basically sitting in the middle of that debate, sleeping with one eye open, literally. There are also questions about why some dolphins in certain conditions will rest both hemispheres at once, floating at the surface in what researchers call logging. Why switch strategies? What determines the choice? Unknown. Evolution gave dolphins the ability to sleep and stay functional at the same time. Evolution gave stressed college students caffeine dependency and eye bags. I am not saying the system is unfair. I am absolutely saying the system is unfair. Okay. We need to talk about the fungus. Deep in tropical rainforest, there is a fungus called Ophiocordyceps unilateralis. And what it does is the stuff of science fiction, except it is completely real and happening right now in a forest near you if you live in the tropics. The spores of this fungus land on a carpenter ant. They penetrate the ant's exoskeleton. And then, over a period of days, the fungus begins to alter the ant's behavior. The infected ant starts acting strangely. It leaves the colony. It climbs vegetation in an erratic, zombie-like manner. And then, at a very specific height, typically around 25 centimeters above the forest floor, it bites down hard on the underside of a leaf. The bite is so strong the ant's muscles lock permanently. The ant dies, clamped to that leaf. And then the fungus grows out of the ant's head, releases more spores, and the cycle continues. The precision of this is what makes scientists genuinely uncomfortable. That specific height, that specific angle, that specific part of the leaf. The fungus is not just killing the ant. It is piloting the ant to an optimal spore dispersal location with frightening accuracy. Researchers have made some fascinating progress in understanding how this works. The fungus appears to release chemicals that interact with the ant's muscles and nervous system. Interestingly, recent studies suggest the fungus may not actually invade the ant's brain at all. Instead, it might be controlling the body from the outside, manipulating muscles directly while leaving the brain structurally intact, which is somehow even more disturbing, if you think about it. The ant might be experiencing everything while being unable to stop any of it. But the full chemical and neurological map of exactly how the fungus achieves this level of precision? Still incomplete. Scientists are still working it out. The fungus, meanwhile, has been doing this for millions of years and has not needed a grant to keep going. This is the part where we all take a moment and feel something complicated about nature. So here we are. 5 behaviors, 5 mysteries, and a scientific community that, for all its brilliance, is still out here filing paperwork while butterflies navigate continents. Cats commit table crimes, dolphins schedule their own consciousness, and fungi build tiny zombie armies in the rainforest. And honestly, I think that is wonderful. Not because ignorance is good, but because the fact that nature is still surprising us, still confusing us, still producing things that make the smartest people on Earth go, huh? Wait, how is that happening? Means the world is far more interesting than we give it credit for. There is more mystery out there than answers, and the animal kingdom is living its best, most bewildering, most unapologetically weird life without asking our permission or waiting for our understanding. That butterfly does not know it is astonishing. That cat does not care that its behavior is unexplained. That dolphin is half asleep and perfectly fine about it. And that fungus is out there with a plan so good, it has been running it since before humans existed. If that does not make you look at the world a little differently the next time you walk outside, I honestly do not know what will. Now, if you made it this far, first of all, thank you. You are clearly a person of excellent taste and admirable curiosity. Second of all, if this video made you laugh, gasp, or quietly worry about fungi, please hit the like button. It helps more than you know, and it takes approximately 0.2 seconds. Subscribe if you want more videos like this one, because we have a whole list of things that science cannot explain, and we are fully committed to making that everyone else's problem too. And most importantly, drop a comment below. Have you ever witnessed weird animal behavior that you could not explain? Does your cat also make sustained eye contact while destroying your belongings? Have you ever seen something in nature that just did not make sense? Tell us everything. The comment section is open, judgment-free, and honestly probably more scientifically interesting than half the studies we mentioned today. We will see you in the next one.